is designing right mix to deliver customer requirements and value addition across supply chain. For the same, I would like to introduce the speaker. Mr. Ajay Singh is a seasoned supply chain transformational leader with 30 plus year experience. Currently Vice President at Hindustan Platinum Private Limited. He excels in optimizing processes across industries like heavy industries, electronics, and telecom, earning him prestigious accolades. Everybody, please welcome Mr. Ajay Singh, Vice President at Hindustan Platinum.
Of you, I think we started the day with transformations dashboard from the industry point of view, which is need of the hour today, because it gives a lot of immense requirement from both the side, whether it is from the customer side or whether it is from the supplier side, to have these basic processes in place. I think I like the first category, what he puts it about the SOP and the demand-driven forecasting and other things processes. And the second session, of course, from the logistics partners, how they are transforming the whole logistics network, especially in the road transportations. Topic for me is more of like a discussion point of view. I don't want to go with one side of communication. I wanted to be more interactive with this, looking into what will be the right mix for this whole objective currently we have. So I don't want to go with my introduction. Then basically what I'll cover is in three parts, the complete session. It will be on the how real-time customer data and for the right mix has to be elaborated. Second part is everybody is talking about the agility, resilience, agility. So how this network we can make it more on the agile and speedy, so that at least our generating more on the customer, because everyone's existence is based on some customer, like everybody's is customer to customer. And the third part really on the cost benefit analysis, because for any processes or for any work, there is a cost benefit analysis has to be put in. The ROIs, everybody talks about the ROIs, bottom line profitability. So where we are on this, how we can at least put in across in the network's whole system. I'll start with the certain challenges what we have on the real-time data on the processes. Just a question to the audience over here. Do we know what is our demand forecast accuracy level across globe, across India? Any figure? Anyone? Any clue? Yes, please. Less than 50%. Anyone else? 64. So it is just between both the things, it is close to around 55% to 60% is the demand forecast is there. Why it is so? If every domain, everywhere the technology is working, agility is there, then why the demand forecast is so low? That is one part of looking into it. The majority of things is that in every processes there is a lacuna. We cannot say that somebody sitting in the regional office or corporate office is doing that forecast, that accuracy is 100%, somebody at taluka level is below 40 or below 50, nothing like that. Because somewhere the basic processes are missing in every segment out of it. And that is where the whole our processes are getting delayed. Meaning that, okay, whether it is like everybody talks about, like I think logistics partner, they will be more seeing at because there is the last thing to support industry is everything is in the rush hours. Everybody wants the things, either the shipment or they're tracking at the click. So why it is so? Why can't we plan it? Why can't we do all this, the data on the real-time basis? That is the challenges what we have. And this is increasing our lead time processes, because every segment, if you see, the lead times are increasing. And that is where it comes with the cost. And with this lead time increased, we are somewhere losing our competitive edge, whether it is from the vendor side, whether it is like supplier, whether logistics partner, or intermediary manufacturer, or end customer. Somewhere we are losing the competitive edge. So how to bring a solution out of it? So I was thinking that what to put into that, because every industry or every focus area is different. Because when you talk about like automotive industry, they work on the cluster basis. So their problems will be minimized, whereas organization like if in India, if you are in the specialty chemicals or pharma, then it is a larger because you are dependent on your source of supply internationally. Because we are talking a lot on the offshoring, onshoring, but still you say that is only reaching at the level of 20-25%, because the Deloitte has, 2022 has come out a report saying that only close to 25% of the thing will be localized, meaning that 75% it will be on the international level movement will be happening. Giving an example, like if you are dependent on certain product, like if I'll give example from my own industry, like active carbon, we have to depend upon the European manufacturer, because that is a very high quality active carbon you require in the pharma industry. So like this, you have to be dependent on the whole gamut of the movement of the goods. So there are various technologies are available. I'll not go each of the detail because everybody is using this technology in bits and pieces, whether it is IoT, sensor technology, and the track and trace. Logistics companies are using very much in this. Then a lot of discussion is happening about the blockchain technology. There is a process where a lot of industries are getting benefited from one side to other side. But in between, the missing part is, I think in previous presentation, he was talking about the logistics integration of 8 ministry coinciding. But thing is that the regulatory part is missing very much in this. If you are on a specialist chemicals or a division where you are working on like hazardous chemicals, then the part of government regulatory part is missing such that we are not able to do the connecting dots of the both from the supplier side and the customer side. So we need to see where we are basically drive this blockchain technology into that. Then a lot of data analytics and AI predictability, like being talked about, this is one of the solutions. Collaborative platforms has to be integrated, because we have seen in various last 20 years, the various ERP has been developed across the globe. But is that any one solution of ERP for every industry? No. Otherwise, why there are thousands of supporting softwares are available in the market? So the right mix of your particular requirement has to be collaborated within the system. Then there are a lot of predictive maintenance part of it, like SCADA tools, and there are various tools have come up where it gives a predictability of your manufacturing process, because that is very important for a product to come out from the processes. And then how you can automate your decision-making process, that is one part of this. You can put it a lot of tools, a lot of gadgets, but how you can automate your decision-making process into that. That has to be on real time. So this real-time data, when we talk about, is how you can collect and consider your real-time data on the customer in context of your customer. How you can collaborate your data coming into your system and talks about your processes to take a decision-making. Because it has to be a right context of customer need. You have to be pulse with your customer to get the right data to take a decision-making process. And within the system, you have to look beyond the customer, because the customer makes sometime, because if you are not able to focus that area, you will be missing somewhere. So you have to look into data which is coming into right from forecast, demand forecast, or sales forecast, beyond that one, that how you can give those solution to that. And this is be like giving into the like everything now coming into apps. So is your data and everything is there on your mobile or on the processes to take a decision, because many of the people are on road or movements. How can they can take this decision-making process on that? And we have to act fast. Act fast means not, it is real fast you have to work on this customer data to make a decision-making process. And the last point is you need to anticipate your customer requirement and their next move. Because if you want to sustain in the market or sustain in the organization or competitive edge, you need to see that what will be the next move of our customer. What customer is going to have like any R&D, any new NPD, any new product development customer is doing it, how you can able to collaborate the processes with the customer. So the whole supply chain network or supply chain onus is moving right just to maintain your inventory. I think you need to be more focused on how you can be aligned with the customer. I think I totally synchronized the, I think, presentation what Gunjan was giving it, like how your dashboards, how simplistic way it is being defining the process so that at least you are moving towards addressing those details. So, and then there are a lot of, the second point is we talk about agility and resilience part of it. So how to bring the resilience into complete your supply chain network, giving a customer edge, having a right mix is end-to-end your visibilities, how right from the product requirement to your supplier. I think a lot of been talked about, you need not have to see only your tier 1, tier 2, or tier 3 supplier. You have to go back and see it, what are the end supplier. If I give you an example, if I'm in the pure metal industry, I should not be looking into only from where I'll get my pure metal. I have to see from which source of mines it is coming in, whether it is from Russia or from Australia or from South Africa. What is the geopolitical situation happening there? What action I have to take it? So those visibility has to come into system. And for that, you need to adopt the whole processes. And your responses has to be very rapid. Because things are changing so fast. Because we should not be only seeing that, okay, the war of geopolitical, suppose USSR and Russia and Ukraine is only on the petroleum part. Because there are a lot of other things are involved into the activity. How you can address those? How, as far as your organization requirement, will address those geopolitical requirements? And for doing that, you need to map your inventory management, how efficiently you are managing your inventories at the level of whether it's real in the operational level or it is a floating level moving across the globe. And then we have to bring your collaboration with all the stakeholders. Stakeholders mean not only the external stakeholders, the internal stakeholders are very, very important. The toughest time for all of us is to convince our own internal stakeholder rather than the external stakeholders. Sometimes it is very easy to manage your customer, difficult for us to manage our internal customer. So that has to be there. And how we can build this risk management strategy. What are the risks that are coming? How we are addressing those risks? Risk is not only to get the material, but overall risk strategy of the organization where we can support, like supply chain domain, we are supporting into the organization. And for doing that, we have to do a continuous supply chain audits, regular, whether it's the suppliers or partners or within our own processes. We have to engage all the stakeholders. We have to invest in technology. I think we discussed a lot on this. We have to implement a pilot program. So I think sometime what we do in a rush, we implement into a big organizational requirement. So we have to work on a pilot requirement, whether really it is giving a result for us or not. And we have to then iterate and optimize the processes and set the things as per your organizational requirement. The last part of the topic which I need to throw this audience is on the cost-benefit analysis. How we can optimize your supply chain cost on the basis of this CBA. So basically, apart from the cost, you need to look into quality and how the supply of raw materials, consumable things are coming. What is your transportation needs and cost we are talking about? We focus more than I think, the annual part of it, we focus more on the transportation and logistics cost than the focus on the big ticket item, which is mainly in the raw material, where it is coming, how it is there. Sometimes you come to know that, okay, there are certain product which is very specialist product from the supplier, and we cannot break it. But where the collaboration is happening between both of us. So that has to be looked into it. Whole procurement process has to be looked into it, that, okay, only we are talking the traditional P2P processes. We have to transform from P2P processes to S2C, that is strategic to contract basis, which will be going to give a end result to the organization. We focus more on the operational or tactical P2P processes, rather than we have to shift the gear and talk about the S2C, that is strategic to contract processes. Inventory planning, I think I do not have to talk about. Everybody is aware of how to do the inventory management and planning based on that. Cost of your contribution towards logistics, very important. How you can mapping your routes, mapping your whole processes of your logistics, not only for your domestic, but also for internationally, inbound and outbound, both the things. And demand forecasting, which is transforming and more on that. I'm happy to know that Gujan was talking about SNOP process. I think we have to move, a lot of people are moving and doing it from the regular demand process forecasting to demand-driven forecasting. I think there are a lot of discussion happening whether it is real forecasting processes, but I think we have seen it and we have got the result also when we work on the DDMRP processes and seen that a lot of accuracy has gone up, because we have accuracy, what we have seen in our organization is close to around 75-78% of forecast, which has gone from 50-52 level. So I think you can try it for that in your organizations. And looking at the customer service level, how it will move it. So with doing this, you will have your better quality control on the whole process system. You can have a lower your overhead cost. Steady flow of material and information will be moving across the whole process system. Higher efficiency will come out, and you have a better collaboration within internal and external stakeholders. So optimizing this, the cost to supply chain network, you can manage your inventory, supplier inventory or your own inventory at the whole system. You can maximize your space requirement, because a lot of things we see it more than 20-25% of the things are non-moving in every organization happening. How we can ease out the warehousing space requirement. You can track your performance level at all the level, right from your procurement to your export, import, your all logistics network, how you can track your performance. You can deploy well inventory management system through WMS processes, whether you can have warehouse management systems being implemented, because a lot of time we have seen it. The simplest example is that we have done a lot of technological implementation, but end of the thing what we see that our vehicle is coming at the gate and waiting for hours together. So are we on the right track? We need to be look into very retrospectively on this thing, because these are the smaller things which makes the big. Vehicle waiting at the gate is not a problem for us, but for somebody else, it is definitely it is there. So how we are addressing those things? Doing this, we can reliable on the demand planning. Of course, things will be improving on that. And finally, you have focus on the customer. That is where we are as a supply chain expert, being talking about we are a part of the C-suite or part of the CXO level, where we are become a decision making along with our other stakeholders. That is the real thing where a right mix has to be developed. Thank you. If any questions are there, one or two, I'll take it now, or if it will be there, then otherwise we can discuss during the breaks. Thank you.
Let's move ahead, sir. I would request you to kindly stay on stage. And now I would request Mr. Gunjan Sharma, Global SCM Transformational Head at STL, to join us on the stage.